Hi, everybody. Welcome to a class of, I like to say, Qi Gong, Tai Chi, and meditation. But Qi Gong is meditation, and Tai Chi is also meditation. But sometimes Qi Gong is not necessarily Tai Chi, but Tai Chi is Qi Gong. So Qi Gong has three major schools: four: Confucius, martial, medical, and martial, and health. And Tai Chi is two out of the four, which is health and martial. So the other two schools of Qigong are Confucius. They want to bring energy to the brain, nourish the brain, and become smarter. And the other one is religion, which they want to become an independent spirit. So that's beyond my knowledge. So I'm an expert in the Tai Chi or the health and martial art Qigong. And I found over the years that it really works with a lot of side effects, symptoms, improving quality of life, dealing with aches and pain, chronic conditions, supports going through a journey of cancer, when its treatment and the side effects. We're going to meet once a month, so I'll try to make it really interesting. So I'll be excited to wait for that once a month. And I'll try to cover a few topics, a few areas. The first thing that you need to know that Tai Chi or Qigong and Tai Chi and meditation are embodied 5 building blocks. And every exercise we do will have those 5 building blocks. So the first one is the body. The second one is the breath. The third is the mind. The fourth is the energy. And the fifth is the spirit. So for example, if we're going to start with sit on the edge of the chair. And we're going to start with the body, for example. So you want to push against the sitting bones. You want to open the spine, open the chest, relax the shoulders, head suspended from the heaven. Relax your face and relax the abdominal muscles and internal organs. So this is also called in my books the up and down forces, the 6 major up and down forces, 3 up, 3 down. The first one that goes up is the lumbar. So there's a tendency to collapse the lower back like this, to sit like this. So that's not healthy. That's not healthy for the spine. It's not healthy for the internal organs. Everything is collapsed and compressed. So we want to create alignment, will lead to circulation, better circulation, less stagnation. So I move the lumbar in and up. When I move the lumbar in and up, sometimes the abdominal muscle gets tense. So I let go of the abdominal muscles and the internal organs. So totally let go here. I joke, I say, if you're fat, just be fat. If you want to be skinny, just lose weight, but don't be fat and suck your stomach in. And that creates a lot of stress and tension. So one force goes up, the lumbar, while the second force moves down, abdominal muscles, the internal organs. The second force that goes up is the thoracic spine. So this is a bad thoracic spine, it just collapse. So you can keep the lumbar correct, but then you collapse the thoracic spine. And that's puts a lot of pressure again on the lungs, and the kidneys, and the spine, the neck. So you want to open the thoracic spine up and forward a little bit. That opens the chest. So when the thoracic spine moves up, there's a tendency sometimes to tense the shoulders. So the shoulders move down. So lumbar in, thoracic spine in and up. Relax your abdominal muscles and internal organs. Relax your shoulders. So that's 2 up and 2 down. The third up is the top of the head. So you want to feel like the top of the head is suspended from the heaven. And you may find it, oh, that's similar to yoga. Yeah. In Hebrew, there's a saying, it's the same lady with a different dress. So it is. It's the same lady with a different dress. It's just on the outside, it looks different. But actually, a lot of the principles are the same. So the third up is top of the head, like a string from the heaven. And the third down is the face. So the whole face just relax. So now we're going to sit for, let's say, we'll start with a minute. And I want you to emphasize lumbar in and up, thoracics open, top of the head suspended. Relax the face, relax the shoulders, and relax the internal organs and abdominal muscles. So you're going to focus on the three forces that move up, and then the three forces that move down, and the three that moves up, and the three that moves down. Ready? How about 2 minutes? At the same time, deep breathing in and out through the nose. You never want to hold your breath. And then with my mind, I go to the lumbar and I make sure it's nice and open upward. Then I open the thoracic spine. Then I make sure the chin is parallel to the floor, head suspended. And then I monitor the face and I help the face relax down, like melt down into the earth. And then the shoulders. And then the internal organs and abdominal muscles. And I'll just, the next minute and a half, just keep going through the up forces and the down forces and help each one a little bit. And then bring your mind slowly back. And next we'll go to the second building block, which is the breath. So I want you to inhale, exhale through the nose. Feel the air moves into your lungs, fills the lungs. And then exhale, feel the air moves out of the lung and out of your nostrils. On the next inhalation, I want you to take a breath through the nose to 100%. So you go as deep as you get. So that's 100%. Each one is different, 100% from the other. And now, from now on, we only do 80% of the breath. So we inhale now 80%. And you exhale in and out through the nose. And the next 2 minutes, I want you the nose. If you can still maintain the up and down forces, that's great. But if not, don't worry about it. Just focus on the breath. And I want you to empty your mind from any thoughts. So if any thoughts come into the brain, just lead them into the breath. You get better with it over time. This is called Zen meditation or Chuan in Chinese. Ready? Focus on your breath. Any thoughts come into your mind, just lead it into the breath until you don't think anymore and you just stay in your breath. Very good. So over time and practice, you get better and you're able to empty your mind much better sooner than later. This is also a great trick if you wake up or you want to fall asleep, just focus on the breath. Don't let the thoughts come in, or I call it don't let the third thought come in. So when the first thought come in, you just focus on the breath. Some people need to use the fire breath. So the fire breath is more with a sound, while the water breath is harder to quiet the mind. So it's more quiet, it's more silent. But when you did the breath and the up and down forces, you also engaged your mind. So actually, you already had body, breath, and mind when we did the last exercise. But now I want you to, the mind is like a conductor, and the up and down forces, each one is like different instrument. The lumbar maybe is the cello, the thoracic spine, the violin, the top of the head is the drums, the down for whatever you, rock your boat. So metaphor works for you best. The breath is another part of the orchestra, and the mind is going to monitor between the up and down forces and the breath. So now we'll have all three working together. So the mind, the breath, and the body. So I'm going to put the 2 minutes. I'm going to lead you a little bit through it so you see what my mind is doing. So my mind first goes into the breath. I follow my breath in and I follow my breath out. Then on the inhalation, I'm going to encourage the lumbar to go up. And on the exhalation, I'm going to relax my abdominal muscles and internal organs. Then on the next inhalation, I go to the thoracic spine and I open it nice and gently. And on the exhalation, I relax my shoulders. Next inhalation, I lengthen the neck muscle and head suspended from the heaven. And on the exhalation, I relax my face. So that's, I call this zigzag. So your mind goes from the up force to the down, from the up to the down, from the up to the down. But you can also go inhale and just encourage the up forces, lumbar, thoracic, top of the head. Exhale, relax the face, the shoulders, and the abdominal muscles, internal organs. Remember, there's no end to opening the spine. The spine can open and open and open like a tree. It just never ends. So now I want you to engage the mind with the up and down forces and the deep breathing. Excellent. So now we're going to add the fourth building block, which is the energetic system. You see on my right here, all those Tai Chi balls they made from different wood. Some is mahogany, some is chestnut, some is the pine, different size, different weight. The idea is that those are made to help you visualize the next building block, which is the energetic system, a healing energy ball 2 inches below the navel. So in Tai Chi, or you hold the ball like this, and you project this ball inward, and you move your mind down through the center, and you visualize a healing energy ball 2 inches below the navel in the center of the body. And when you see people performing the Tai Chi, the whole movement is from the energy ball. The arms don't move much. It's all from the energy ball. We're going to do different motions throughout the 4 or 5 weeks we're going to meet. The movement happens from the energy ball. But first, you want to visualize it sitting down. So you take your left hand and you make it flat. You take your right hand and you make it into a loose fist, like a round feeling, like the Tai Chi ball. You put the right hand on top of the flat hand. You line it up with 2 inches below the navel. The tongue touches the roof of the mouth. There's a little indentation that when you put your tongue there, the whole mouth gets full of saliva. You just swallow it, but it also closes an energetic circuit. It's the conception, governing and conception vessels. They're in charge of all the rivers, the energy channels that go to the different organs. So there's like a reservoir. So when you put the tongue on the roof of the mouth, you start to activate and strengthen your energetic system. Same system that acupuncture use, same system as the shiatsu. So 12 meridian, 8 extraordinary vessels or reservoir. And that helps working with this system, creating more circulation, removing stagnation, and starting to nourish and cleanse the entire body. So then I move my mind down through the center. I move my mind in through where I put my loose fist. I close my eyes and I visualize a healing energy ball 2 inches below the navel in the center of the body. Eventually, when I teach over time with my students, I try to visualize the sun right in the center here. The rising sun or the setting sun, because the sun is very powerful and later can be used to cleanse and nourish every cell in your body from the inside out. So we tap into this lower energy center and we use it for healing, or I call it the power of the mind. And I say, I'm not going to wait for science to tell me that my mind is powerful enough to help me with my journey towards better health and prevention of sickness. So I visualize the lower energy center. The smaller you make the visualization at first, the easier it is. So you can start with for me, something that is close to you. For me, I grew up in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is full of olives. I remember the olives everywhere. And even I remember them grinding olives near my house and stuff. To show you how old I am. They don't do it anymore there. But so when I close my eyes and I can see an olive right in here, so easy. And then I take that olive and I make it into an energetic feeling. Another very small round object is cherries for me. Cherries. I won't tell you where that's from. But Lebanon. So cherries are also something that I can feel very related to. And I can close my eyes and easily see a red cherry there, and then I convert it into an little energy ball. It could be a pomegranate, it could be an orange, it could be anything round. Golf ball if you're a golfer, a grape if you like wine, something that when you put your mind in that round feeling at first makes you feel good. And then you convert it into an energy ball of energy feeling. So I'm going to put a minute, and now we have the mind, the up and down forces, the breath, and the energetic visualization. So we have 4 building blocks: body, breath, mind, and energy. just remember, those training, when I trained it, traditionally, each one of them was for 3 months, 45 minutes, 3 times a day at least. So so this is modernization versus tradition. So last but not least is your spirit. This is also called, in my books, I call it emperor empress position. So when you sit like this, you're like an emperor or empress ruling your kingdom or your empire, versus if you sit like this, you're not much of a empress or empress. So that's one way to evoke the spirit. You feel like you're an emperor, empress, and this is your kingdom, your empire. Another way to evoke the spirit is I send my mind deep into the earth, and I send my mind up into the heaven, and I visualize my lower energy center. It's called unification of 3 forces, human, heaven, and earth. So now we have all 5 building blocks in this one posture: body, breath, mind, energy, and spirit. The body, we're emphasizing for now the major up and down forces. There's a lot of other up and down forces, minor ones, but for beginners, I would say start with those 3 up and 3 down. Even emphasize 1 or 2 every time, or 1 down, just letting go of the internal organs and abdominal muscle. That's a big one. There's a lot of stresses accumulate there, the shoulders, the face. Each one is a whole place that can be worked separately. So I sit and I emphasize the up and down forces, the deep breathing, in and out through the nose for now. The tongue touch the roof of the mouth to close the energetic circuit. I visualize my lower energy center, but this time I also put my mind deep into the earth and up into the heaven. So my teacher used to say, Rami, is it 3? Are you putting your mind in 3 places or in 1 place? So if you say 3 places, you say, no, it's 1. If you say 1, it says, no, it's 3. So both answers are correct. So I'm going to close my eyes and I put my mind in the 3 forces, in the up and down forces, in the deep breathing. And one last piece, I call this empty full moon. I just lost you guys. What the? Oh, here it is back. Sorry about that. One last piece. This is, I don't know if to put it into the energy or into the body, but what it is, it's called empty. I call it empty full moon. So I take the left hand and I put it on the below the belly button, with line it up with the lower energy center. and I put my right hand up here where there's muscles, because down here you don't have so much muscles. And then I inhale, and I move the abdominal muscles and the back muscles in, and I exhale, I move it out. And I inhale, I move it in, and I exhale, I move it out. I tell you the truth, as a beginner, don't worry about the back. Later on, when you get better, you can try moving the back. So for now, let's put the hands on the abdominal muscles. You can do this standing or sitting. And I inhale, and I'm going to push the abdominal muscles in. And exhale, let them go out. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale out. Do this for a minute. Yeah, keep doing it while I'm talking. So this also massages your internal organs. It creates better movement, circulation. It removes stagnation. At the same time, when you keep moving it in and out, you're strengthening the abdominal muscles, which is very important to support the spine. So when we talk about fatigue, fatigue could be physical, emotional, mental. But a lot of time in the East, it's not separated. One leads to another. So if you have fatigue in the muscles and fatigue in the spine and stress in the shoulders and the neck because of lack of not maintaining the up and down forces, that leads to fatigue and stress. And in my book, and in my theory, it leads to stagnation, which doesn't allow the body to have its potential to deal with sickness or prevent sickness, to deal with better health and sickness, to deal with sickness. So alignment is very important. Deep breathing is very important. Emptying the mind or meditation is very important. Working with the energetic system is very important. And evoking your spirit throughout the day many, many times is very strong and powerful. Doesn't matter if it's the spirit of nature or the spirit if you're a religious person or whatever. So either way, those are the 5 building blocks: body, breath, mind, energy, and spirit. Some people say, Rami, about the empty full moon, I thought that when you inhale, you move the abdominal muscles out. Yes, that's called Buddhist breath. And what I just showed you was the Taoist breath. Let's do 1 minute of inhale and move the abdominal muscles out. Exhale, move it in. Inhale, move it out, opposed to what we did before. Exhale, in. Remember, before we inhale, we moved it in. Now we inhale, we move it out. Remember, the tongue touched the roof of the mouth. So this one is called the Buddhist breath, and the other one was the Taoist breath. In Tai Chi, most of the time you use the Taoist breath. The Buddhist is more for relaxation. The Taoist is more to move energy in and out from your body, outward and inward. Okay, so now you can stand up. We'll do a little bit of a warm-up. So until now, what I taught you is the essence. It exists, the essence exists in every move, every posture in Qi Gong or Tai Chi. So that's why I call it the essence. And then everything else is different dishes. But the essence is always in those whatever dish it is. I'm going to rotate my pelvis counterclockwise. Feet parallel. Now, if I visualize the lower energy center, one hip is the moon and one hip is the earth, and the lower energy center is the sun. So the moon and the earth rotate around the sun. I can put my right hand into a fist left flat. So I line up with the lower energy center. So I have a strong feedback to the visualization of the lower energy center. If you look at the soles of the feet, they don't wobble. So the movement is in the ankle, hip. I try to do about 2 circles or 3 circles inhalation and 2, 3 circles exhalation. In and out through the nose. The tongue touch the roof of the mouth. And change direction, now clockwise. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Deep breathing in and out through the nose. Good. Then go back to the sitting position. This next one is called crane flies. So I inhale and I bring my arms up. At the same time, I relax my wrists and I grasp all 5 fingers together. Now, if you can't raise your arms all the way up to here, go to here or to here or to here. If one goes up and the other doesn't, you can go like this. So you work with what I say 80% effort. So you don't want to do 100, you want to do 80. Less is more in my world. No pain, lots of gain. Inhale, exhale. When my arms move up, I relax my wrist. I put all 5 fingers together like the beak of the crane. I point the fingers down. Then I move down here. I straighten my wrists, spread the fingers. As I come down by my thighs, I tense the forearms and I point the fingers to the sides. I go up and I straighten my wrist here and I wrists down, wrists up, wrist in the center. So you see how it slowly happens from one to the other. Inhale, exhale. When I inhale, I try to move the abdomen and the back muscles in. When I exhale out. So this, you see, it massages all the joints. It builds up strength in the core because you're keeping yourself upright. You're moving the abdomen, the back muscles. The arms keep working. It's like weights. The breath keeps moving in. So when you're up here and you inhale, the air moves to different parts of the lungs. The mind empties because it's like a sitting, moving meditation. And then the last, again, but not least, pretend like you are the crane flying, especially if you visualize the lower energy center like the sun. I almost close my eyes and I can feel I'm the crane flying towards the sunset. Find your own speed, your own tempo. Let me just change it to gallery again. It jumped. Now, some will say, well, Rami, it's hard to do the body, the breath, the mind, the energy, the spirit. It's so much information. I always say, that's okay. Don't pull yourself back. Say, wow, he knows so much. He teaches, it's like a map. I give you a roadmap, but it doesn't mean you get to the destiny yet. You're just along the way. So you say, okay, Rami, I'm just going to focus on the movement and the breath. And then the mind will be a part of it. So you have body, breath, and mind right there. And then over time and practice, you keep doing it. And now it's like driving, you know. At first you drive 2 hands on the wheel, eventually you drive, you drink a cup of coffee, you talk to your friends, you listen to the radio, and you're still okay. I hope so. So over time and practice, you can add the lower energy visualization, the movement of the abdomen and the back muscles, and on and on. I usually do this in my classes 2-3 minutes. So after a while, you start feeling it, you get stronger, and it strengthens the whole core. And then I change it. Inhale here and exhale here. Inhale, exhale. You feel how the air is moving to different parts of your lungs? So one of my principle is not only that I want to encourage people to breathe deep because we're shallow breathers, and I call it the Rami parrot, sits on your shoulder all day and says, breathe deep, breathe deep. You have to keep reminding yourself, oh, I'm going to put the timer now and breathe deep. Or you just breathe in different parts of the motion. You inhale now here, exhale here. And the lungs like an accordion or a bell. And by breathing in different parts of the motion, the air moves to different parts of the lungs, stimulates different lung cells. And that's very powerful when it comes to the immune system, to nourishing every cell in your body, dealing with fatigue, helping sleep. And the deep breathing helps with improving mood and memory and on and on. It's all meditation. If you just Google what meditation by NIH, what it's already been shown to do, you'll be amazed how powerful meditation is. So I say a good teacher doesn't just teach you sitting meditation. I'm teaching you sitting still meditation, sitting moving meditation, standing still meditation, standing moving meditation, and then moving through space meditation. That's like Tai Chi or Tai Chi walk and all kind of stuff. But you know, we only have so much time. I want to finish with one very nice one. So we did the crane fly. This is called bear swimming. Bear swimming. Again, you can do it sitting or standing. So I bring my hands to my waist, palm facing up. I move my hands forward. I turn my palms, so the fingers pointing up. I open my hand sideways. I relax the wrist. You see, what we're doing also, I call it acupuncture or shiatsu in motion. When the muscle tenses a certain way, they compress against the energy channels, the blood vessels. And then when you relax, everything rushes, opens up, nourishes. Again, creates circulation, removes stagnation. And the deep breathing, the relaxation, the gentle motions, also, I found out over the years help with inflammation, because somebody mentioned inflammation. Relaxing the shoulders, putting your mind. I just finished a study with Tufts with osteoarthritis. And that embodies a lot of inflammation in the joints. I also did a big study with fibromyalgia, which is inflammation in the fascia, in the soft tissues and around the joints. And all this, what we're doing, a combination of the 5 building blocks with different motions, different exercises, really helps with reducing inflammation, physical and mental stress, and that leads to a better immune system. So when you're here, do you really feel like you're the bear? Be the bear. I said, be the bear. I feel the most bear right here. So that evoking the spirit. Okay. I would let's see if there's any questions about today. You know, you learn a lot just from questions. While people ask questions, if you can please sit on the edge of the chair, work on the up and down forces, on the deep breathing, and emptying your mind. Any questions?